All right, y'all, real quick. I know this video is long. I get it, but you clicked on it because you were intrigued. And it's an honest conversation that I'm having with you guys. And I appreciate you doing so. And this is going to be the one and only video probably other than any other time I may say it. If you being able to sit and watch it means you need to skip the ads because I feel like this is an important conversation, then okay, skip the ads. But if you can endure and watch the ads, I appreciate it. I really do. But this is really a conversation that I feel like needs to be had. And I just really want to come on and say, yes, it's long, but please watch all the way to the end. All right. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, I thank you all for pushing play and nonetheless spending some time with me today. Listen, get your tea, get your water, because we about to get into this, y'all. Get you some tea, get your water, get your coffee, depending on what time of day you're watching this. And hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so if you need a glass of wine or you need a mixed drink, whatever you need, get it. Because some of y'all, I'm probably going to have you clutching your pearls today, okay? Look, if you watch the ending of part 1 of my last vlog, if I can attach it, I'm going to attach it here. If not, it's going to be definitely in the description box below with a timestamp. So you can see where I started that rant. And that rant came about for younger children. And I mean kids that are still in high school or younger. That's kind of what that rant was kind of geared to. So yeah, but today, y'all, I'm feeling it. I'm on one. I don't know what it is, but I do get sometimes in those moments where I just feel like we need to talk about it. And this is one of those conversations I feel like we need to talk about, okay? And you saw the title, Entitled Adult Children. But I feel like it should have also said, and I may change it. And if I did change it, then great, because now that I'm thinking about it, I probably will add it. Entitled Adult Children and Parents Who Are Enablers. Let's talk about it, because I don't know about y'all, but I know if you've been following me, you see sometimes in my videos when I talk about I'm tired. I'm retired. I retired 12/31/2025 from the United States Postal Service, where I worked over 31 years. Not to mention working 15 years prior to that at other various jobs. Sometimes one full-time and sometimes a full and a part-time. I have even worked 2 full-time jobs, different shifts. Let me tell you something. When I say I was tired, I was tired. Not only working, being a caregiver, a wife, a mother, a nana, a grandmother, if you don't know what that is, trying to be a content creator, all the things, okay? And so when I finally decided to push the button, I thought, okay, at least that's 8 hours, or let's just say 9 to 10 hours, because you got to get up in the morning, you got your commute there, you commute back, that I get back of my life. So I thought. The only thing that I felt like happened was I traded my 9 to 5 on a job for my 9 to 5 as a nana. And let's just be all honest, because you see my vlogs, that my grandbabies they live here. My daughter lives here with my grandkids, and I love her and I love them both. I would give my life for them. Yes, I would. But you see that most of the time they are always in the videos. So I feel like I traded my job where I got paid to be a full-time nana. And so at first I thought, great, it's fine, I'm not tripping. I get up in the morning anyway, fix my breakfast, coffee, all the things. So what's the big deal about getting up and fixing my grandbaby some breakfast? I'm doing it anyway, right? Yeah. But then it just seemed like it became something else. It became not, me just get up, fix them a little breakfast, get their day started, and then you go upstairs with your mama, and I go back in either come up here to my glam room, or I go in my bedroom into my sitting room, and I just enjoy the rest of my day. It went from me thinking that would happen to me pretty much having them all day. all day. Not saying anything, not complaining. Just, I think at first it was new and I was enjoying it. I really think I was enjoying it. Spending time with them, to it becoming frustrating because I felt like I didn't have any me time. Because if you don't know, my daughter works at the Postal Service as well, and she works nights. And so I worked nights for 18 years. 18 years. So I understand about getting off work and being tired. Okay, because if you've ever worked at the post office or you do work at the post office, you know that's no joke. Okay, you're on your feet. There's only a few sit-down jobs, but for the most part, you're on your feet. And there's a lot going on depending on your position. But anyway, I understood that. So I'm like, okay, you get off at this time. I'm going to let you sleep 8 hours. I have no problem with that. But then 8 hours turns into 10, 12 or so hours. And then it turned into the point to where when you do get up, it's either you were going to pick up the older grandbaby when it was school time and coming home, maybe or maybe not helping with the homework. So if you didn't, I mean, me or my husband, and especially him, after he get out of work, trying to help him, the grandbaby, with his homework, make sure they get their baths and then feeding them and stuff, because you are now getting ready to go to work. Okay. And now this is not to belittle my daughter or anything, because I understand sometimes you have to help young people figure things out. And like eventually, and we're going to get to that. And it became a pattern, a constant pattern. Okay. And so, then I start finding myself getting a little upset, because it's like, okay, you can't sleep all day. Okay. I'm already helping you fix some breakfast, this, that, and the other, making sure Cameron gets up for school, make sure he dressed, all that, fix him and his little cousin who comes over in the morning time as well for her to drop off at school, because, they just worked that out. And, me trying to help because I'm here and I don't mind, to this turning into something else, to where it's now feeling like these are my kids. So we had to have a conversation. Things get better for a little while, and then we slowly fall back into the norm. And then now what I wanted to be a nana thing, an enjoyable thing, turned into now I'm just freaking annoyed, because now I'm feeling used. And I don't know if that may be too strong of a word, because that's probably not the intention. Because again, I understand working night shift, but that's how you start to feel, is used. Okay. And I had to have an honest conversation with myself, because it got to the point to where my husband getting off work, and he works 10 plus hours. He's straight coming in, sometimes trying to help me fix dinner or figure out what we eating, or all of us eating, till he may cook, because he wants a certain thing like soul food. I don't cook that. That's something him and my mom like. And so he done worked. Now he's helping me. He's hollering at grandkids, all kind of things. It's starting to turn into something that should be an enjoyable thing to something now is annoying. Okay, and I don't know if some of y'all can understand what I'm talking about, but if you know, you know. It goes from being, oh, these are my grandbabies, to now I'm tired and I'm ready to just shut the door and lock it, because I'm overstimulated. Okay. Because mind you, before I retired, I'm the babysitter. I'm getting off at 5. I'm getting home at 5:30. She's leaving for work at 6. So not only have I worked 8 hours, had a 30-minute commute home, I have no downtime, because time I hit the door, it's nana, 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 nana. Nana, 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 nana. Let me show you my shirt. This is what made me even buy this shirt. Okay. I can barely even get out of my work clothes, and I'm already thrown into nana duty. So then I'm pissed, because I'm still trying to help him with his homework, trying to fix him something to eat, because you've done none of the things. Okay. And again, this is not me to be here to belittle my daughter or any other parent that's living with their parent and their parents are helping them. But this is to me to say that it gets to become like another job for the parent, the grandparent, because at the end of the day, We are the grandparent, not the parent. Anyway, moving on. So I started having to say, you got to have an honest conversation with yourself. So it got a little bit better. And then, like I said, once I retired, it feels like it reverted right back to how it was when I was working. But this time, it's all day. I got the grandbabies all day. And I'm just like going on and on. Like I said, at first, it was cool. I really wasn't even thinking about it. Because I think it was just the newness of being retired. I can do what I want to do. It's not a big deal. Till eventually, as a month goes by, 2 months go by, and then I'm realizing I'm tired. I'm overstimulated. I'm doing too much. I feel like I'm not Nana. I'm Mama all day. Now it's all day. You're going to work, and it's all night because I'm also the babysitter while you're at work. So I had to have an honest conversation with my daughter. I had to sit her down, and we had to have a conversation. These are your kids, my grandkids. I understand you work nights, and I'm going to give you that. That way, I'm allowing you when you get home, because they're asleep anyway, to sleep, to get you at least 8, 9 hours of sleep. I'm going to allow that because I understand, okay? And I don't even mind getting up, fixing them a little breakfast and, getting Cameron ready for school, making sure he's up and ready and dressed and ate and all the things. Don't mind doing that because I got to get, like I said, get up anyway to make sure that my mom eats. Okay, it's summertime. I don't mind. You come home, go ahead, shower, go to bed. You can sleep. Get you about 8 hours of sleep. I don't mind getting up, fixing them some breakfast and stuff like that, and just kind of, get my grandson, the oldest one, working on his workbooks because I'm trying to help him through the summer to get prepared for the new school year. So I bought him some books to help him, especially with his math and his handwriting and stuff. Anyway, I don't mind doing that because I need some me time. Okay, I need to be able to just sit and nobody's saying, Nana, can I have a snack? Nana, can I have some chicken fries? Nana, I'm hungry. The little one's not potty trained. I'm changing diapers. There's no downtime for me. And then when it's time for you to go to work, then now I'm thrown into babysitting and I've not had any break. So yes, you understand. Yes, we do better for a little while. And then it just starts back over. So if you watch from my other videos, I bought a latch for my daughter's door. It's kind of similar this here. And just like I have on a pantry, because that little 3-year-old child, yeah. I told my husband, put it on her door. So from now on, you don't even, I told her, when you get off work, from now on, you need to come get your kids. Take them upstairs. It's 4:30 in the morning. They still sleepy. And I need you to put this, lock this latch. Because your kids need to stay up here with you until you are ready to get up. Because does it hurt? Yes, I don't want to do that. But I cannot continue doing what I was doing. I just could not. This is not about physical. Mentally, I could not. Because I noticed my attitude. And I don't want to have an attitude with my grandbabies because that's not fair to them. Okay? So I need my time. Okay? I need some me time. Whether I'm in the glam room working, I don't always want them in the videos, or whether I'm downstairs recording, or I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, or whatever I'm doing, or even if I'm just relaxing on the recliner. I need me time for a few hours before I'm thrown into being the babysitter. So, made my husband put that latch on her door. I told her, when you come home from work, get your babies, take them upstairs, hit that latch. So whenever you ready to get up, fix them some breakfast, lunch, whatever it is, that's on you. Because like I tried to explain to her is, you have to have a schedule, a system. When you decide to have children, you lose sleep. You lose me time because you have a responsibility, an obligation that does not include Nana and Papa. So now I have to play the bad cop, the bad Nana, the bad granny, whatever you want to call it. When you get home from work, you get your shower, you get situated, you come get your kids, you bring them to your room, and you hit the latch. That way, when you are ready to get up and start your day, I don't care if it's 3, 4 o'clock in the evening. That's your business. I don't start work until 6 o'clock when it's time for you to leave. Okay? If I decide to deviate from that and do something different, meaning, okay, open the door, let me have them, fine. But let that be a choice for me. Okay? So I had to do that for myself. So I said all of that to say to my grandparents who are out there, who are in a similar situation where your grandkids live with you and you feel like you are doing it all. You need to stop. You're going to have to find a way, even if it means same thing. Put a latch on that door, and they be in there in the room with you. Okay? Or that way they aren't downstairs getting into stuff and you upstairs sleeping, doing whatever. You're going to have to find a way to where you can have some me time. That is your right. If you have done your due diligence, you have raised your kids and all that, and your kids is there with you with their grandkids, you're going to have to figure out how you can have some me time. So that's just a little bit as far as that little situation there, is that you don't mind helping, but you are the grandparent, not the parent. Okay? And I'm not talking to you who have adopted your grandchildren or you're raising your grandkids. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the grandparent, and the parent is in the home mentally and physically okay. Okay, they're just there for financial reasons, or it's what's working out best for them, whatever. And you have given them, you're really helping them financially by them living with you. That's who I'm talking to. I'm not talking to you who are having to pretty much raise your grandkids. That's a different situation, a whole nother story. I'm talking to the grandparents who have healthy, strong kids with their mental faculties, all the things, and they're just there because it is what's financially best for them at the time, and you are just helping them. You're who I'm talking to, because that's me. All right? Okay. Moving on to the next thing, because I don't want this to be too long, but I really want to hit some key things, because I feel like this is a conversation that we have got to have. We just have to have. And again, I don't know if I've given my disclaimer. I'm not a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a therapist. I have no licenses, nothing. You know what my license or my certification is? It is in life. I'm certified in life. Okay. I'm 57 years old. All right. And I have been through some things, and I have done some dumb things in my adult life. Okay. So that's what I'm certified in. Okay. Because I'm not here to pretend that I have no degrees, no licenses or anything. I have experience in life. Okay, I've done a lot of dumb things and made a lot of mistakes. Okay, so my conversations with you come from experience and from things that I have done, and some things that I have recognized about myself, and that I am having real conversations with myself and realizing that I have to make some changes and some adjustments, because things are not going to get better unless I do. Okay. Like I said, it is hard, I know, as a grandparent sometimes, because we love our children, we love our grandkids, and we don't want them to suffer in any way. And I totally understand that. But sometimes that love and that wanting to help and always step in, you become an enabler. Because see, this is my thing. I want to be able to help my daughter, guide my daughter, and show her things that I see she needs to improve on and make changes and adjustments, okay, to become a better, not just a better mother, but just a better person all around, okay, financially, mentally, all of the things. See, I want to help her while I'm here, because I know people say, well, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. When I'm dead, I'm going to figure it out. But why do you want to wait and you're gone, and then they're left here, most of them without a clue, because you've always stepped in, intervened, did it all. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'll do this. I'll do that. And then they're not even thinking about how to improve on certain aspects in their life, because you always are the savior. We have to get out of that savior mentality. I want to, while I'm above ground, while I have my health and strength, help and guide my daughter, give her food for thought, show her a different way, make her understand that, okay, that's great. You do deserve some me time. You do deserve to take a vacation. You do deserve to get some rest and all of that. But there's also some things that need to be done before you can do a lot of that. You understand what I mean? So it's not here for me to say I'm taking my hands off of you and I'm done and you better figure it out. I'm not doing that. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is give guidance. Stop taking over. Stop being an enabler. Because that's where I felt like I was. Don't worry about it. Just sleep. I'm going to get up. I'm going to make sure that they eating breakfast. They have a snack. They eating lunch. I'm going to make sure that, Trey's diapers change. I'm going to make sure that everything's done. I'm just doing it all. And like I said, at first, not really thinking about it because it's new. I'm retired. I'm enjoying being a nana. But eventually it begins to wear on you. Not necessarily in my case physically, but just mentally. I'm tired. Because there is never a time when you're just sitting and in peace, because it's always somebody pulling on your shirt tail. There's always, I'm hungry, I want this, I need that, I want this, I want that. I had to take a step back and say, I don't want to take over your role as a parent. I just want to show you that there are things you need to do to make it a little bit easier on yourself. Okay. Now, with all of that being said, this is where the part comes in where I don't even want to get into saying, yes, I sat down and I talked to my children and my goddaughter and say, look, you don't want to be a single parent. You don't want to do that because it's neither here nor there. The grandbabies are here. They're here now. So it doesn't matter, because that's a whole nother conversation that I could have with young women about this whole situation, about what it's like being a single mother or even a single dad. That's another conversation. So it's neither here nor there about you should have waited. You should have listened. I tried to tell you. Yeah, and sometimes in my frustration, I say that. I do say it. I'm gonna be real 100% honest with you. There are times when I say, I tried to tell you how this was gonna go. I tried to tell you what happens when you put the cart before the horse. Let me tell you. And I've said it, but it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, the grandbabies are here. They're here now. What I can do now is show you how you can try to make things a little bit easier. It's not going to be fail-proof. It's not. But there are things that you can do to simplify your life. Have to have a timeline of how things get done. Okay? Especially when you are the sole parent. When you're married, then you have someone to help you, or at least you should have someone to help you with that role. But when that's not the case, and you're living with your parents, again, like I said, these are their kids. You're the grandparent. Help guide them to show them. And again, I know it only works if they're willing to accept that. But this is what I say. If they're not willing to accept the help and they're not willing to see what you're talking about and try it, then you need to just take a step back and not say, oh, well, I guess I just got to do it. No, you don't. No, you don't. If they want to continue to do it their way, you let them do it their way and you get out the way. And when they're frustrated and tired and keep coming to you, I don't want to hear it. I tried to show you an easier way to do this, and you said you want to do it your way, or you continue to do it how you want to do it, and now here we are. So either we're going to try it my way with a few tweaks, or you continue to do it your way, and I'm going to go sit in there in my recliner and relax until it is officially my babysitting time. You see what I'm saying? You have to stop trying to take over, because who is exhausted? You're older, okay? Some of us got health problems and you're tired. Some of us are tired too. Stop trying to take over. You are the grandparent. And if they don't want guidance and a little help to help try to make their life a little easier, then you leave it to them to do as they do. Okay? Now, with that being said, we're moving on. I feel like I touched on that because, like I said, I'm not always going to be the one to blame the child, because, again, we are the ones that become the enablers. Here's another thing. For you parents who have your son or your daughter that lives with you but does not have their child, that their child or kids that live with them, and they live with the other parent, this part for you. This part for you. Okay? Let me tell you something. If my son or my daughter live with me, but their children, their child or their children live with the other parent, this is where I'm with it. And you are in my house, you getting your sleep, you working, you doing what you want to do with your money, you living your best life pretty much, because that you really are. When the child doesn't live with you, you are living your best life, because when you get off work, you get to come home and go to sleep and have uninterrupted rest. If my child, let's just say, for instance, if my daughter kids live with their father, and she did not get her kids, on her off days like she should, or if she did make a point to go see them a couple of times a week, I'm just saying, or she did not contribute to making sure that they have the things that they need, my daughter could not live in my house. And I know y'all like, what? Let me say it like this. If my son or my daughter lived in my house, but did not have their children, their child or their kids live with the other parent full time, basically, and they only got them on their off day or something like that, and I noticed that you don't really do anything for your kids, your off days, you barely go get them, you don't give the other parent a break, every time I look up, you buying this, buying that. I hardly ever see you come in the house with anything for your kids. Yeah. You could not live under my roof. Let me say that again. You could not live under my roof. And I know some of y'all say, oh, you wouldn't put your child out. The hell I wouldn't. Because you're benefiting from living here. Some of you live rent-free with your parents. You pay no bills, no rent, none of that. But you're not on child support, anything like that. But you barely do anything, if anything at all, for your kids unless you're asked. And even when you're asked, you probably get a whole little attitude. Let me tell you something. As a mother who was once a single parent, that shit ain't gonna fly with me, with my child. I cannot make you get your kids more. I cannot make you contribute financially for your kids. But what I can do is put you out. Yeah. Because you living with me for free, if that is the case, is a benefit that should help you help your kids financially. Whether you give the money to them or you buy what they need, whatever the case may be. So if you're not taking care of your kids financially, helping them, the other parent financially, but you live with me, whether you pay a little rent, pay a little bill, or you living totally free, you won't live with me. I'm not having it. If the other parent, and I ask them and I say, let's just say, for instance, did Kiana give you some money? She got paid. Did she give you something for their haircuts? Or did she give you some money to buy them some snacks? Or did she give you anything? And you tell me no. And I say something to her and I get a whole attitude and why? Can I tell you what, baby? Since you don't feel like you should help financially with your kids, and you live here for free, or you live here for the bare minimum, you need to find you somewhere else to stay. Because you can't live here and be dressed nice to the nines, to the gods, and not take care of your kids. I'm not allowing that as a mother and as someone that was a single parent. I'm not allowing it. I can't make you do anything. And if they don't want to put you on child support, that's their business. But what I'm not going to allow is you to live with me and not take care of your kids financially. And see, and I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, she take the money, get her hair done, or I don't want to hear none of that. Because it's not hard for you to go to the store or take them to the store, buy them what they need. I get tired of hearing that. She blowing the money or he blowing the money. He ain't doing, okay, then you buy what they need. And I get some situations, it's not as simple as that. And I get that. I do. But at the end of the day, I need you to do your part. What they do with the money, that's on them. Okay? But like I said, the other option in that is for you to go buy what they need. Go to the store and buy the things that they like to eat or snack on or whatever the case may be. I'm just saying, as a grandmother, I'm not going to allow my son or my daughter to live in my house and not be financially responsible for their child or their kids. Ain't going to fly with me. It's just not. And again, I understand some situations are a little bit more complicated, but if that means you need to put them folks in their business, then that's what you do. Because see, it all still goes back to making sure that the person you decide to make the mother or the father of your kids is worthy of being the parent of your child. 9 times out of 10, that girl or that boy is who they've always been. So people say, she wasn't like that when I met her. He wasn't like that. Well, still, like I say, if you not put the cart before the horse, 9 times out of 10, who that person really is, because you can only fake for so long. Eventually, you're going to see what type of woman or man they really are and realize this ain't somebody that I want to risk having children with. And you can avoid that altogether. But again, nothing we can do about it after the fact. After the fact, the babies are here and you need to do what you're supposed to do. And me as a grandparent is not going to allow my son or my daughter to not be responsible for their child. I'm just not going to allow that. And if it comes down to where we need to get a lawyer or we need to make some changes, then that's what we're going to do. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're not going to fight with the mama, fight with the daddy. If there is a problem, then we need to address that. Either sitting down talking about it or legally doing something about it. Okay. So I'm not getting all off into that because I know that can be a sticky situation. But if you have a normal baby mama, normal baby daddy, and ain't all that drama, then again, and you know for a fact that man or that woman is doing right by your child or your grandbaby, but your son or your daughter is being a sorry ass, then you need to stop enabling that. Okay? So I'm really speaking on normal situations. If it's one of those where you know that girl, that boy ain't right in the head and all that, you may have to look into legal You might have to go the legal route with that. But I'm talking to the grandparents who have a decent mother or father of your grandbabies, but your son or your daughter that lives with you ain't doing right. You're enabling that. You're enabling that. I'm talking to you. Yes, I am. I'm talking to you. You need to stop that. Okay. Next thing. In my last rant, I talked about allowing your adult children to live with you just because of the climate of this country. And it may be economically, it may make more sense for them to live with you and pay off student loans, pay off their car, get money saved, all of that. But only if that's what they're going to do. Not for them to come and live with you, run up your electric bill, your water bill, eat your food out your refrigerator and all the things. And they are just doing whatever they want to do with their money. They're not saving no money at all. They're not contributing to anything in the household. They're not paying off any debts that they may have. They are just literally being a leech. Yes, I said it. They are just literally in your house being a freaking leech. I blame you for that, not them. Although I could have some choice words for them, because it's the audacity for me that you would live with your parents out of the kindness of their heart, let you be at home with them, whether you bring kids or it's just you, and you do not contribute to the household at all, but yet you are not doing anything positive with your finances. It's the audacity for me. But again, it is the entitlement that we as parents allow. It's not about, do we need the money? No, we don't. Because we've always been paying our bills. Let me tell you something. My decision to retire had nothing to do with my kids. It had all to do with me sitting down, running my numbers and saying, can I afford to retire? And the answer was yes. And I chose to retire. I did not base being able to retire on anything that had anything to do with my adult children or grandkids. And I need y'all, if you're listening and you're sitting up there saying, I can't retire because I don't have help, or everybody's dependent on me and this, that, and other, because you allow it. You are allowing your adult children to live with you for free, contribute in no way to the household, do whatever the hell they doing with their money. And instead of you saying, it's the audacity, how effing dare you live in my house for free, and I'm sitting up here saying I can't retire, or I can't even enjoy my retirement because you ain't doing right with what you got. They not the problem. You are, because you are allowing it. Because if you're going to live in my house, you're going to contribute to something. Whether it's you buying the groceries for the house, whether you paying the electric bill or the water bill, you are going to contribute, or you need to get your own place. And you can't keep running back home, because see, it's funny how adult children can go out there and pay $1,500 plus whatever it is for rent and utility bills for months. But then the minute they have to come back home, it's a problem when you say, I need you to give me $500 a month, when you all the time was out there paying way over. I know in Texas, my daughter, I think, was paying, because she had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and a 1-car garage. And I think she was paying way over $1,500 a month. That didn't include the electric bill. Okay? Your insurance on your car and all that. It's amazing how you can do all of that out there and give folks money. But when you come home, I got to pay rent. Yeah, you grown. Because think about it. If I wasn't here, there was nowhere for you to come back home to. You got to pay to live somewhere. Oh, but this home. Yeah. And I'm welcoming you home, but you're an adult. And some of you are adults with a child. So again, I don't blame the adult child for feeling entitled. I blame us as the parents for enabling that thought process. Because if you got a child that's getting up, going to work every day, but then they tell you they broke, but they're using your electricity, using your water, they're in your refrigerator, they're eating your food, they are in the comforts of your home, but they're going to work every day, but yet they say they don't have no money. I don't blame them. I blame you for allowing that. Because see, the rule was established before my daughter even moved home. You can't move home for free no more. You are not only old enough, got a good enough job, but you also come home with 2 mouths. Yeah, you can't come home free no more. Stop feeling like you are obligated to take care of grown, well-bodied, well-abled adult children. You're not. Because I promise you, if you drop dead right now, there ain't another person on the face of this earth is going to take your child in and do what you are doing. Not a cousin, not an auntie, not a friend, not a boyfriend, girlfriend. They're not. Because if they move in with the boyfriend or the girlfriend, they're going to have to contribute to the bills. If they move in with another family member, they are going to have to contribute to the bills. If they get them another place, they're going to have to pay them bills like they're supposed to and not feel like, oh, well, I can just move back home. There ain't going to be no home to go back to. So I promise you, mama, I promise you, daddy, if you drop dead today, your child will get it together because they won't have no choice, because there isn't going to be nobody on the face of this God-given earth that's going to do what you do. And I know some of you are saying, well, when I'm dead and gone, it won't matter. But why does it have to be like that? If you have raised your child, you've done your due diligence. And even if you are helping with the grandkids, you still are doing way more than you are even required to do. It is your time. So even if you are still working, enjoy your life. Take that vacation. Go out with your girlfriends. Spend time with your spouse or your significant other, your partner. Live your life. And when it's time, if you are still working, and when it is time for you to decide if you want to retire, it should have nothing to do with no adult children, no grandkids. That adult child that's living with you or adult kids that's living with you, get their ass a bill. Let one pay the electric bill, or better yet, whatever it is monthly, you split it down the middle. This is what I need from y'all every month. So if the electric bill is $2 or $3 something, the water bill is this, and so it comes to say $500 a month each, I need $250 from each one of y'all every month. No exceptions. You don't want to pay that. You don't want to pay $250 a month, then you go pay over $1,000 a month somewhere else. You can't live here for free, because I am planning to retire, and I'm not going to take all of my money to pay all the bills while you F off your money or do whatever you want to do with it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay? So, and then, it's another thing. We all living here. Okay? We all contributing, right? We all go in and out the refrigerator. We all are washing and drying our clothes, all the things. The washer goes out, the dryer goes out, the refrigerator breaks down. We all need to come together to get another one, or to get it fixed. Yes, because you wash your clothes. You put food in the refrigerator. Yes, you do. So either it can be fixed and we come together, or, because really, I mean, yes, they're your kids, but it's like we're roommates. Because these are grown folks. that you are enabling when you try to stay as the mama and the kids. Yes, you are the parent, true enough, but these are grown kids, and it's all, and I say, yes, I'm still your mother. Yes, this is my house. But guess what? If you lived anywhere else, you have to pay to live there. Yet only difference in an apartment, if the washer, dryer, the refrigerator go out and it belongs to the apartment, they're going to fix it or replace it. I get that. But look what you're paying a month to live there. That covers the cost of that replacement. See, here at home, there is no landlord to call. You know what I'm saying? But they're looking at you, well, like you're the landlord. And I don't understand why it is offensive why a grown-ass adult thinks they're supposed to live at home and not contribute to the household, whether it's a mama and a daddy or just one parent. Why do you feel like you are entitled to live here for free and not contribute to the upkeep of this house? Because again, I'm not forcing you to do anything. Because by all means, go get you an apartment and pay $1,500 or better, or if you can get on a cheap end in a bad neighborhood, go pay and to live over there to be able to call the apartment complex to come fix whatever. I have no problem with that, because if I'm going to live like I'm alone, then I'm gonna be alone. You see what I'm saying? If I got to pay all the bills, pay all the maintenance and upkeep of this house, then I need to be here by myself. This ain't a discussion that you have with your kids. This is just what it is. So all of this talking about, well, my child broke, they ain't never got no money. That's because they are allowed to do what they want to do with their money. There's no accountability. Because if your child is going to work every day, they getting a check, right? They getting a check. And if they once was paying bills somewhere, whether it was half-ass or not, and even if they got put out, they were still paying bills somewhere. So why can't they contribute to the household? So again, I say, this not about who has a spouse, who doesn't, whatever. There's always a way. So if you want to retire, I say you should retire. And if you have people living in your household, they should all be contributing to the upkeep of that said household. They are not your babies. They are your adult children. And again, if you drop dead now, there is nobody going to do all the things that you do for your adult child. And I don't care about you sitting there saying it ain't going to matter when I'm dead and gone. That's not the point that I'm making. Because of course you are dead and gone, and you are not going to know if your child is sleeping under the bridge and struggling. You're not going to know that. I understand that. But why does it even have to be like that? Because guess what? If you don't teach your kids responsibilities, even as being an adult, you die, the house is paid, whether it's paid off or it gets paid off, they don't understand the importance of still maintaining the insurance on the house, maintaining the upkeep of the house, paying the taxes on the house. Because guess what? If you don't, the tax man is going to come and take the house. That happens a lot. So you are still doing them a disservice by not making them be responsible and understanding that it still costs to live in this house, paid for or not. Because if you don't make them understand it while you are alive, when you're dead and you worked all those years to leave them something, they still don't do right and lose the house for not paying the taxes, or the house just falls apart because they are not taking care of the upkeep of the home. Mama, daddy, both, stop enabling your adult child, because nobody's going to do it when you're gone. And even if you don't care, think about all the money you have worked and toiled and spent to pay for your home, and you leave it to them, and then a year or two later, They're so far behind on the taxes that they can't catch up, and the tax man comes and takes it. Stop enabling your adult children. If they have a job, they are earning an income, and they need to contribute to the household, whether it's buy the food for the house or whether they split in the utility bills, whatever. You should not be bearing all the bills. Okay? And when something breaks down in the house, everybody should contribute to get it fixed because they asses live there. Why are you taking care of your grown kids? Why? And then you're mad, you're frustrated, you're upset. Why? It's your fault. You are enabling your adult children, and you are allowing them to leech off of you. And you need to stop. So if you are deciding not to retire because you have to do it all, you need to stop. Because you have worked and you should be able to retire. And if you allowing your adult children, cousins, brothers, sisters, whomever, to live with you out the kindness of your heart, to be helpful. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to do that. It really is. I've always said my doors are open, but you are not going to leech off of me. You're not going to work and take your money and F it off and do whatever the hell you want to do. And I'm paying and doing everything like you still in high school, junior high, elementary. You are an adult. And then some of you are adults with kids. Stop allowing them to leech off of you. Stop procrastinating or putting off your retirement or your enjoyment of life because you are allowing your adult kids, cousin, brother, sister, whomever, to leech off of you. Stop it. Because that's what the hell. Because let's say this. Let's say I have a friend, a good friend. We're good friends. I know you make good money. You got a good job. Let's just say a friend from the post office got a good job. And I know you for a fact, and you come to me, you call me, and you say, Sherry, because that's what they're going to call me. Sherry, I'm a little short this month. I'm short on my rent, or I'm short on my mortgage, or I can't pay my car payment, or I'm light on my light bill, whatever. Can you help me out? But I know for a fact that you go out to eat at least 2 or 3 times a month. You just went and bought the latest Coach purse, Louis Vuitton. You just spent money on your child, some Jordans. I don't know. Just because you still got kids. Maybe I may help you once, but we're going to have a conversation because I feel like I have the right. If you're asking me to borrow money, I have a right to say, what are you doing with your money? Because I do remember when I started posting, I was horrible with my money. And I remember one year I didn't have money to get my kids something for Christmas. And my friend, I know she probably is not watching this, but her name was Donna. And she fussed at me. She said, we working 50 some hours every week or more. You live, and at the time you live with your parents, and you've even said your daddy would not let you pay rent. So I was just, contribute to buying groceries and stuff like that at the house. Why you don't have money to get your kids nothing for Christmas? Because I was shopping, just eating out, just effing off my money. She said, that doesn't even make any sense. The much money we make, you have no money. And I felt so bad because it was the first time, not my mama, not my daddy. It was the first time somebody challenged me about my finances and made me realize that, yes, we making good ass money. I pay no rent. I just help buy groceries. Why do I not have money? Not to say that buying Christmas stuff is important, but what I'm saying is, why did I not have money to get my kids something for Christmas? And guess what? My friend did. She bought my stuff for Christmas and I paid her back. So I thank her for helping me then, but I also thank her for opening my eyes at that time. Not to say that because I still didn't do perfect or right, but it did make me pause and make me think about things. There's no way that I should not have money to buy the things that my kids needed, or to, make them smile on Christmas Day. So it's not about the holiday. I'm just making a point. So my thing is, would you allow your friend to constantly ask you to borrow money month after month after month? Knowing that they have a job, knowing that they make decent, whether they make what you make or less, but knowing that they go to work every day and they do other things with their money besides pay their bills or save money. Would you allow your friend to come to you every month? Because I'm asking that because the answer is more than likely you would say no. You would probably help them once, maybe even 2 or 3 times. But at some point you would cut that friend off, because you would be like, whatever you're doing with your money, you need to stop. And you need to start managing your money better, because this borrowing money, you pay me back, and then you borrow the next month and you pay me back. We're not going to continue that ridiculous cycle. Especially when I see that you're doing other things with your money, but you're not saving anything. So you think this is I can be your revolving banker. I can borrow, pay back, borrow, pay back. So why are you allowing your adult children to treat you basically the same way? The only thing here is you're getting nothing. You're allowing them to live under your roof for free. They contribute to no utility bills, no upkeep of the house. When things break down, mama gonna take care of it. Daddy gonna take care of it. Mom and daddy gonna take care of it. Why are you allowing that? And so you put your life on hold. You put your retirement on hold because you're saying, I gotta do it all. No, the hell you don't. Not when there are adults who have an income or money's coming in could help you with that. Why? I'm just giving you something to think about. I can't make you do anything. But what I can say is that you ought to feel some type of way about your adult children leeching off of you. And I'm not talking about the ones that are I'm talking to, you know who you are. I'm not talking about the ones that help you. I'm not talking about the ones that's doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm talking to the parent who has the adult child that ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're not even helping you, even though you're helping them. It's the audacity for me. And it's me looking at you saying that you ought to be looking at them some type of way and saying, this is finna change. I ain't finna argue. I'm not finna to fuss and fight. I'm finna lay down some rules. You call a family meeting. First you figure out what you need, what's gonna help you, and then you call a meeting and you say, this is how this is gonna be. And if you are not in agreement with it, I give you a month, 2 months, 3 months to find you somewhere else to stay. It's not up for discussion. It's not up for debate. I'm not here to talk about the why. I'm here to tell you that I want to retire. I want to live my life, and things around here has to change in order for me to feel comfortable enough for that to happen. Because my electric bill wouldn't be as high if all you didn't live here. My water bill wouldn't be as high if you all didn't live here. Things would not break down as fast if all y'all didn't live here. So we all are going to contribute to this household. If not, you need to find you somewhere else to stay, and this is how long I'm going to give you to do that. It's not up for discussion. I'm not arguing. This is my house. Okay? So I can't tell you what you need, but you have to sit down and say, this is what I need to feel comfortable enough to take that vacation or to travel or to go ahead and retire. This is what I need. Because if you were the only person living in your house, you know your bills would not be as high as they are. And nobody's in and out your refrigerator all day long because you're the only one there. It's not 3, 4, 5 people washing clothes because you're the only one there. Mama, daddy, I need you to sit down realistically. Look at what will come in if you retire or what you have coming in. Look at all the bills of the house and say, okay, this is what the electric bill on average is, or monthly. We're gonna have a monthly meeting. This is what the electric bill is. This is what the water bill is. This is everybody's share. I'm not including y'all in that. I'm including the people that live with you. So if you got 2-3 people living with you, those 2 or 3 people need to be splitting the utility bills. Yeah. If you don't want to just set an amount for them to pay, because there's different ways to do it. You could say, okay, if you're going to live here, this is what I need a month from you. $500, $250. I don't know. I don't want to tell you, but I'm just saying you can make it's real simple. Like I said, my daughter pays $600 a month to live here. Okay. So yeah, I could have said, okay, you pay the electric bill, you pay the water bill, or this is what it is this month. This is what I need. No, we gave her a set amount to pay. Way cheaper than paying rent. Right. So that's one way you could do it. Now, if they don't want to pay rent, if that's the way you want to set it up, you rather than dividing up the bills and all that, you just say, this is what everybody needs to pay every month. And they don't want to do that, then you need to give them a time frame to get out your house. Because they're going to pay to live somewhere. They're going to pay to live somewhere. Because them not wanting to help contribute at your house is selfish. And they just think that they have the right. Again, that entitlement. Because this is mom home, dad home, mom and dad home. I should be able to live here for free. Yeah, when you were a kid. Now you're a whole ass adult. And some of you are adults with other mouths to feed. Eating my food, nonetheless. Because when was the last time you went to the grocery store? You see what I'm saying? So, but if you don't want to charge them rent, then you say, okay, it's 2 of you or 3 of you. This is the electric bill, the water bill this month. Each one of you are to pay half. So if the water bill and utility bill come to $600, then you got to pay $300. Each one of y'all need to be giving me $300. And this is when the bill is due. I don't pay my bills late. So if it's due on the 7th or whatever, and you get paid, once a month, whatever, I need my money on time. We have got to stop enabling adult children and stop making them feel like they have the right to live with you just because that is where they grew up at. You're not a child anymore. You're an adult. And adults pay bills. And if you don't want to help pay bills here, then you need your own place to pay bills. Because I don't understand how you can allow your adult child to have a job and go to work and not contribute to the household. And so therefore causing you to have to pay larger light bills, larger water bills. Anytime something breaks down, you're taking care of it, and they are just living their best life. I don't understand how that you are even allowing that. And quit saying they ain't got no money. They got money. They were paying bills somewhere, right? Before they moved back home, weren't they? You're doing them a favor. They're not doing you a favor because you can pay your bills. But now my bills have increased. And even at that, it don't fucking matter. You're grown. You can't live here for free. And if you don't want to contribute, you need to get your own space. And I'm going to give you 3 months to do so. And then some kids be like, well, I wanted to save my money so I can get out. Okay. But then I'm watching you and you are shopping and you are living your best life. And then when I ask you, well, let me see what you got saved, and you can't produce me a bank statement with any money, a bank account with money in it, then it's a no. It's a no, mama. It's a no, daddy. Because clearly, you think you're going to play me. No, you're going to have to prove to me, if that's something you decide to allow them to do, is to save their money and not contribute because they're saving their money for a down payment on a home. You're going to have to prove to me that you are saving your money. Because if I see that you shopping and you buying stuff and the math ain't math, and you finna pay some bills around here, baby. So again, we have, and I just feel like in this day and age, we have raised so many entitled kids, and I'm guilty of it too. But when do you get to the point where you say, I have to stop being an enabler to that? Because now my life is on hold. I have pushed back my retirement. I've decided I'm not going to take that once in a lifetime trip to Europe or Africa or whatever it is, because I am bearing all the responsibilities. When are you going to stop doing it? Okay? I just think it's time that we sat with ourselves and realized that even though kids should realize they're getting over on their parents, but let's be honest, the full blame should be ours for being enablers. And you have to stop, because a lot of these adult kids are going to continue as long as you allow it. For as long as you allow it. And I'm just at a point in my life now where I will help you, but only to the point that it does not interfere with my life. Okay? I'm not going to continue to help you financially to the point to where I can't take a vacation. I can't go buy something that I really been wanting to buy, or I can't go ahead and retire because I'm still helping you, and yet you aren't doing anything for you. How does that work? I had to stop getting up every day, taking care of my grandkids while you sleep all day. And then when you do get up, you only got a couple hours before it's time for you to go to work. I understand you're tired, but again, I try not to say it too often, but again, I tried to tell you how this was going to go. 9 times out of 10, ladies, if you have children outside of wedlock, you are the one that's going to have those babies all the time. And then you're going to need the help of your parents, probably his parents. So if you are watching this with your mom or dad, or you are a young lady that's watching this, before you have children outside of wedlock, I just want you to know that 9 times out of 10, and more times than not, you are going to be the one that's going to have the kids 90 to 99% of the time, even if he's a good dad. But when they live with you, you really are the one that's going to be doing it all. The doctor appointments, the dental appointments. When they're sick, you're up. You might have to miss work. When they're in activities, most of the time you've got to be the one to buy everything, go to all the meetings, do all of the things, because that's just usually how it works. Even if he is someone that helps you, or she, because like I said, there are fathers that have custody or have the children. Even if he or she contributes financially, but physically, you always have the kids. So I'm really saying, don't do it. And I know that sometimes you do it the right way and things don't work out, and I understand that, but that's another story for another day. What I'm saying is, if you can, don't have children out of wedlock, because me being a former single mother, Me having a daughter who has 2 kids and not married, I'm telling you, it all falls on you or your parents or his parents, because you're going to need help. And I'm telling you, you're not going to get the help. Most of the time, you're not going to get the help that you need from him or her. Just because you live in 2 different households, maybe in 2 different towns, cities, whatever the case may be, you're not going to really be able to get that help that you really, really need. And even when they do help you, it's just going to be hard when you live in 2 different households, because you might be working 2 different shifts. And if he lives not around the corner, then you're going to be like, I'm too tired now. If I get off work and I got to drop them off and all that, it's going to be a lot. So then you are asking for the grandparents to step in and help babysit the kids, watch the kids. You see what I'm going with that? So even if they are willing to help, it just may be that the situation or the way where y'all live is not going to help you. Meaning that because of where he stays, it's too far for you to be dropping off every day. So now he only gets them on his off days. And sometimes not even then. So I just want you to think about that because women control sex, you control your body. So you really have to say, do I want to risk being a single mother? Or even if you're a guy, do I want to risk the possibility of having to be a single father? It's not easy. Can it be done? Yes. And sometimes when I say yes, meaning you need the help of a village. So if you haven't, don't put yourself in that situation. Being married and getting a divorce or separating, that's a whole nother thing. But I'm saying having children out of wedlock, don't do it to yourself. It's hard. It's hard. And it's not just hard for you. It's hard for everybody, even the kids. Okay? But to my grandparents, if the kids are here or they're coming, know your position, know your role, and play accordingly. Stop stepping in to be the mama, the daddy. You are the grandparent. Play your position. Play your role. Stop taking over. Stop inserting yourself into something you don't have to insert yourself in. And when it comes to your adult children, your working adult children, stop allowing them to leech off of you. Stop allowing them to be a determining factor of whether you can take that once in a lifetime vacation, or stop allowing them to stop you from retiring, knowing you are tired and ready to retire. We love hard. I know we do. I love my kids. I love my grandkids. But I had to have an honest conversation with myself, because I'm in control of me. I can't control them. I can give suggestions. I can offer assistance. But at the end of the day, the one person that I do have 100% control over is moi. Is moi. And I need y'all to sit down and really have an honest conversation with yourself. Think about some of the things that I talked about. And we will revisit this another time. I don't want to make this too long, because I know it's already long, even probably with me editing. But I really need you to sit down and think about some of the things that I have said. Because again, we have, I know, raised some entitled kids in this country. We have. But we also have to own up to our fault in continuing the enablement of these adult kids. We do. We have to own that. Own that. Yeah. So I just really wanted to give you some food for thought. Okay, so we can talk about it in the comment section. And if like I said, if I feel like we should come back with a part 2, we can. And who knows, maybe even go live. Because sometimes it's, I've not went live, but it could be a time where we could go live. That way you get the questions and the comments and they're rolling. I'd have to figure that all out because, your girl got to have the glasses on and we trying to read and all that. But this may be something that needs to have a live conversation. We pick a Saturday or Sunday and go live and we really talk about it. And to my parents, my grandparents, we have got to take accountability for our own selves. Because if not, you just existing. You're not even living. And I know it's hard sometimes to say no. And I know it's hard sometimes to put your foot down. But you're going to have to. Because we're all guilty. I know I am guilty of it. I have raised entitled children. But I had to realize that I'm not going to enjoy my life if I don't make some adjustments. And it's still a work in progress. Don't get me wrong. Nothing happens overnight, but it's a work in progress. But you have to put yourself first. When your kids become adults, it is your time now. You can still help them. You can still guide them, but you are no longer responsible for them 100% financially anymore, especially to the point to where you are depriving yourself of enjoyment or retirement. We have to stop. So again, if you enjoyed today's video, please leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, and leave me a comment. Let's have some honest discussions. Share my video, especially with other parents or grandparents out there that may need to see this. Swipe over a little bit more and hit that hype button so YouTube will continue to push my videos out. And let's have some honest discussion out in the comments. And like I said, if I feel like it's warrant for a part 2, we'll do a part 2, possibly even a live. I don't know. But anyway, until next time, please know. Hopefully I didn't make you grasp your pearls too much, but hopefully I gave you something to think about. And until next time, Kammy loves you. Mwah.